What's up, y'all? Hey, everybody. Hey. How you guys doing? Let me get into this real quick. How's everybody doing? Happy Thursday to you. Yeah, today is Thursday, child. Trying to get into something real quick. Oh, there I go. Okay. How's everybody doing? Good afternoon to you guys. Hope everybody's having a great day. No, my air conditioning is still not fixed. But hopefully, I just talked to the guy because the temperatures are getting ready to go back up, y'all. So just pray for me. Pray for me. Anyway, how's everybody doing? Let me say my hellos to everyone. Hey, Dominique Lock Queen. What's up, Ibs? Hey, what's up, O Street? Hey, Amir. Yana, Zap. Hey, Jonathan. What's up, babes? Hey, Xavier. Hey, King Retro. Patty Duke, what's up? How is everybody doing? Zap, how you doing? Hey, Miss Trish, how's everybody doing today? So, you're hungry? Me too. I'm going to eat as soon as I get up off here, honey. I'm hungry. I'm trying to decide. Listen, I've got to take something out the freezer, so I need to cook something. But when I bought groceries this last time, I didn't buy anything that's like easy to just bloop. So I need to take something out the freezer for tomorrow. But I think tonight I might have to just run out and give me something real quick. But anyway, so real quick, I need to make a correction. Y'all know when I'm wrong, I will come and let y'all know that I'm wrong or I gave y'all some bad information because I don't want to be that person. So let me bring some information up for you and let me clear something up real quick and we can move before we go any further. I was incorrect about Juneteenth. I told you guys, I believe it was either yesterday or the day before yesterday, that Juneteenth was not it was not going to be a federal holiday. It was a national holiday. I was wrong. It is a federal holiday. President Biden signed it into legislation today, and it is effective immediately. And so for most of you, you may or may not get tomorrow off of work. I believe all federal employees will. And then depending on different private sectors and things like that. But certainly by next year. Hey, Shawana. Yeah, honey. It's a part. They need a part. They said they have my compressor. I had a power surge and it fried my compressor. They have the new compressor, but there's a plug that they need. And the plugs are out of stock. And the guy showed me the correspondence between him and the people that the warehouse, and that that they're waiting on the back order. There was a lot of power surges and stuff, and there was a lot of there were whole apartment complexes that were out, but everybody seems to be getting their air conditioning back but me. Anyway, so I was incorrect. It is a federal holiday, and like I said, it was signed into law today by President Joe Biden. And so again, I know even though school is out, the schools are open during the summer for parents to come in and register their kids and things of that nature. Stuff so happens in the summer. But I know we got an email today saying that the building was going to be closed tomorrow and that kind of thing. Now, I was going to do a whole separate video, and I still might. Y'all know I might do a quick drop on this, but let me just say this really quickly. Juneteenth, if you do not know, Juneteenth is a holiday that is celebrated on the 19th of June to commemorate the emancipation of enslaved people in the United States. The holiday was first celebrated in Texas, where on that day in 1865, in the aftermath of the Civil War, slaves were declared free under the terms of the 1862 Emancipation Proclamation. So let's be clear. The Emancipation Proclamation happened in 1862. Slaves did not find out about it in Texas until 1865. which means that they worked the extra 3 years after they did not have to. So Juneteenth is the celebration of all slaves becoming free. So listen, DC government is out. Yeah, I figured DC government would be out. Probably most, I hate to say it like this, but probably most Black-run governments are going to be out. State governments are going to be out. Like Atlanta is going to, I know Atlanta's not the state, it's Georgia, but like Atlanta is going to probably be out. Like anywhere they got a Black mayor, they're probably going to be out tomorrow. If you got another kind of mayor, you probably got to go to work. But it is a federal holiday. And like I said, probably by next summer, it'll be across the board. Hey, Anson, how you doing, boo? So let me say this. Remember back in early fall, in the aftermath of Black Lives Matter, we had this whole conversation. We called it shit we didn't ask for. Now, I know for some people, they may consider this a whole like celebration and we got something and this is like a win. But let's be clear. This falls under the umbrella of shit we didn't ask for. How about, can we get that John Lewis bill passed? Can we get the Emmett Till anti-lynching bill passed? Can we get the George Floyd bill passed? Can we put some serious work into reworking our policing and retraining of police officers? Can we do that? Because that's the shit we asked for. We didn't ask for this. Quiet as cat, we've been celebrating Juneteenth. Who the fuck ain't been celebrating Juneteenth? Now, let's be clear. Ain't nobody going to be mad about a day off. Nobody's going to be mad about a day off. Listen, when we used to get Columbus Day off, my students used to say all the time, because, I let my students know that Christopher Columbus won't shit, okay? I mean, I didn't say it in those terms, but they knew that Christopher Columbus won't shit. And they would say to me, well, why do we still get a day off for him if he was this horrible person that did all these horrible things? I said, why are we questioning a gift? It's a day off from work. I don't give a damn what they call it. So let's be clear. Ain't nobody about to complain that we getting a day off work. But what I'm saying is that ain't the shit we asked for. Right. You know what I'm saying? Can we get the shit that we asked for? Because we got that Asian hate bill done in like 3.2 weeks. Like, that thing sailed right on through. But we've been waiting on this John Lewis bill. Hell, let's be clear. And I'm not even saying this to be disrespectful in any way, shape, or form. But let's be clear. John Lewis himself put that bill on the floor. You do know that John Lewis has been dead almost a year. He died in July of last year. The Emmett Till anti-lynching bill has been floating around for over a year, probably longer if I were to Google the date. Like, I could keep going with this list. So thank you for the day off. Okay, it's fine. Great. Sure. I'll take it. I mean, let's be clear. For me, it ain't even a day off for me. I'm already off. By the time Juneteenth rolls around, I'm already off. So for all of y'all, I'm glad that it is a day off of work. Thank you. It's appreciated. But let's be clear. Can we get the shit that we've been asking for? That's it. That's all. That's all I want. I just want the shit I've been asking for. Anyway, but I did want to bring that to you guys because I was incorrect in the information I gave you. I was incorrect. So I want to correct myself. So there's that. Our needs, wants, demands always get a backseat. So effing disrespectful. Yeah. The fact that John Lewis spent his youth fighting for something and had to die still fighting for it. It's so sad. Facts. Facts, Xavier. Facts. Facts. Say it again. Do the things we asked you to do. How can you have an issue with anti-lynching bill? Right. Oh, they find a problem with all of it. They find a way to have a problem with everything. Like, so I'm sure that you guys know by now, for those who pay attention to these kinds of things, you saw that Megan had a whole nother meltdown today over on The View. Listen, I'm so sick of her. I'm so sick of her and the disrespect. I'm so sick of her. Because here's what happened. I'm not gonna play the clip. And the reason why I'm not gonna play the clip is because I'm just sick of her. Okay. I'm sick of her. But the clip is floating all around YouTube. I'm sure if you want to find the clip, it is there. Just type in The View and it'll come up 50 different times because it is all over my timeline. All right. But basically what had happened was they were having a conversation today about, you know, Joe Biden snapped at some reporters, right? And he was wrong. He snapped at him. He was wrong. Okay. He was hangry. He needed a Snickers. He didn't have his coffee. I don't know. He needed some hot milk, whatever. Okay. He was wrong. And he snapped at some reporters. Now, he did come back and apologize, but okay, you know, you snapped at the people. You said you came at them a little sideways. Okay, all right. So, of course, Megan, who never misses an opportunity to dog people out that she don't like, she was talking about how disrespectful he was and how if Trump had done this, we would be hanging from the rafters talking about how horrible he was and how disrespectful he was, yada, yada, yada. So, when it was kicked back to Whoopi, y'all know if you watch The View, you know it's a round robin situation. Whoopi is the moderator, so she gives everybody a chance to talk, and then, you know, it kicks back to her, and then she throws it to the next person who's up to say whatever it is they need to say. So when it got back to Whoopi, Whoopi was like, you know, your point is valid, but the one thing I want to say is Trump would never have apologized. Like, Biden was wrong, but he apologized. And before Whoopi could finish her point, because what Whoopi was getting ready to say, because I know what she was getting ready to say, because I'd be channeling her. Now I know what she was going to say, because you could kind of catch what she was saying. Basically, what she was going to say was, we all fuck up sometime. Now, Whoopi wasn't going to say the F word, but she was going to be thinking the F word, because Whoopi liked to cuss. But Whoopi was going to say, what she said was, we all step in it sometime, which is basically her way of saying that. She's like, we all step in it sometime. And before she could finish her thought, she told my son, well, with all due respect. And see, she's one of those people that feel like if you start a sentence with all due respect, then that means that gives you license to say whatever you want to say after that. And no, it does not. Just because you start off a sentence with things like with all due respect, or I don't mean no harm, but, you know, whenever people start those sentences off, well, I mean, I'm not trying to be rude, but whenever people start that shit off like that, that's exactly what they're getting ready to do. When somebody starts a sentence off with, I don't mean to be rude, guess what they about to be? Rude. They about to be rude. So when she says, I want to start with all due respect, guess what? It's the opposite. It's the absolute opposite. There was no respect. So she proceeded to talk over Whoopi. And Whoopi was like, well, can I finish my thought? And Megan said, well, with all due respect, I don't care about him apologizing. And Whoopi was like, well, I don't care. And I think what Whoopi heard the beginning was, I don't care. And I think she thought Megan was going to say, I don't care about your thought. So Whoopi immediately responded with, well, I don't care about what you don't care about. But she was saying, I don't care about his apology. So then, of course, Megan can't let nobody have the last word or realize, oh, shit, maybe I did a little too much. Well, I don't care about what you care about, Whoopi. And you could see it. Like, you literally could see. You could literally see Whoopi counting to 10. Like, you could, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you could see the 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Like, you could. She was like, well, you know what, Megan? Fine. If you want to do what you always do. And basically that was code for you. Because remember, a couple of weeks ago, they were called into a meeting and they were all given a little tap on the hand and they were all told, get your shit together. So you saw Whoopi kind of like, let me bring this in a little bit. And so then, of course, Megan had to be like, well, I mean, if you want to do what you always do, Whoopi, because, of course, she can't let nobody else have the last word. Now, I feel like during that commercial break, because remember, they're still at home. They're still not in the studio in front of each other. I feel like during that commercial break, Whoopi probably got up and took a hit, because y'all know Whoopi be getting high. I feel like Whoopi got up and took a hit and calmed herself down. Sonny probably called her on her cell phone and was like, Whoopi, girl, stop tripping. Girl, it's going to be okay. Like, I feel like, you know, or send her a little text like, girl, it's going to be all right. Don't do it. And so when they got back from commercial break, Whoopi took the high road and Whoopi apologized. But she never said, I'm apologizing to Megan. She said, I want to apologize. But she didn't say, I'm apologizing to Megan. But she took the high road and she apologized for allowing her emotions to get the best of her, because one, she was probably thinking, we just had a whole conversation with not the producers, but the head of the damn network not 2 weeks ago about our behavior. Because yes, it was mainly dealing with Megan and Joy, but all of them got a little pop on the hand. So I'm sure in the back of her mind, she was like, I'm not going to let this white woman cost me my job. That's not going to happen. Like, I feel like, so she apologized. And it was so funny because she never said to Megan, she never said, I'm apologizing to Megan. She just said, I'm going to apologize for allowing myself to get so heated, right? So then here go Megan going to try to come in. I guess Megan thought about it and was like, oh shit, she's making me look stupid now. Well, I apologize to you, Whoopi. Whoopi was like, yeah, all right. So, Sonny, what do you think? Like you could tell Whoopi was like, I'm not here for it. I'm not here for none of it. Bitch. Whoopi shouldn't have taken the high road. She should have cussed that heifer out. Well, here's the thing, Xavier. She may have very well cussed her out as soon as they cut. She may very well have cussed her out. Let's be clear. Whoopi is not somebody that bites her tongue, but Whoopi is also someone who's been in Hollywood for 40 years and she knows how to play the game. And she knows at the end of the day, what people are going to see is that the big bad wolf, Whoopi Goldberg, attacked the timid little Megan. No matter how many video clips we have of Megan being a barracuda and being nasty and being rude and being disrespectful, you know and I know what the narrative is going to get spun by the time it's all over said and done with is, well, she's old. Because people, I'm going to tell you what I know because I already heard it. If you click on some of those video links of the people who are reporting about this, you already heard people saying, well, I mean, Whoopi is older than Megan, and Whoopi is the mature one, and Whoopi is the moderator, and so she should be the one setting the tone, and da-da-da-da-da. So Whoopi's not stupid. Whoopi know how this is going to go and how it's going to be flipped around. And so Whoopi was like, okay, so this is what we about to do. That does not mean that girl didn't get cussed out. See, the thing, Xavier, is cuss her out on the air. You got money. She gets fired. You get fired. So what? That heifer needs to be stopped. Okay, but Whoopi gets fired and Megan stays. Who wins? Because the reality is, if Whoopi cusses her out, Whoopi gets fired. Megan doesn't. Doesn't matter that Megan started it. Megan doesn't get fired. So who wins? I don't fucking win. Because now I'm stuck. How does Whoopi win, Jonathan? How does Whoopi win? Because now she's sitting at home unemployed. And y'all keep acting like she don't need the money. Listen, people work because they have to. If Whoopi ain't need to work, and when I say need, I don't mean like Whoopi can't pay her bills. But what I'm saying is I'm sure that is a major part of her income. I'm sure that her income would take a hit if she won't on The View. You're right, but this is exactly the problem. Bad behavior has been rewarded too long. Without Whoopi, the ratings will go down. The show will not make it. I disagree. The ratings will take a hit for a couple of weeks, and then people will listen. We have short memories in this country. People will move on. People will be mad for a couple of weeks and they might stop watching for a couple of weeks, but all it's going to take is for them to bring the right guest on there, have the right person on there saying the right thing, and people will be right back over there. I promise you. Rosie said the same thing about her and Elizabeth. Rosie said people always call her the big bad lesbian wolf attacking sweet little angel Elizabeth. Exactly. And after Rosie left, then people started seeing Elizabeth a little bit differently. But while she was there, it was always Rosie. Hell, they blamed Rosie O'Donnell for the situation between her and Donald Trump. Remember that? Remember that Barbara Walters took Donald Trump's side in that argument. And that really led to Rosie O'Donnell leaving the show the first time. She came back and then she left again. But Rosie O'Donnell got into it with Donald Trump. And he called her a fat pig and he called her all kinds of names and shit like that. But at the end of the day, the person that was blamed for that was Rosie O'Donnell. I can't believe that Whoopi, who has been in Hollywood, doesn't have any connections or pull. In reference to what? Like what? To get Megan fired? Is that what you mean? Like connections or pull? I mean, what you mean? In what reference? I can't stand more once. I mean, the ratings have been going down. They were higher when Megan was on maternity leave. Yeah, I mean, the ratings have been going down, but I honestly think that style of show, people are kind of over. I think that, you know, when The View first came out, it was an anomaly. It was the only one of its kind. Now we have two spinoffs, basically. We have The Talk and we have The Real, which were basically carbon copies of it. So at this point, you're not getting anything special from The View anymore. And The View has become a lot more political. And there's some people who don't give a damn about politics. Like, I love politics, so it doesn't bother me. But for people who are not into politics, they don't like. And I've had this conversation with people who like The View, but they've stopped watching it because they don't like the fact that The View has become so political, because there are people who don't want to get into the politics. They don't want to talk about politics all the damn time. Like, there's some people who just don't want to do it. I hear you, Jonathan, but what I'm saying is what you're saying is not going to stop her. Like, listen, here's the reality of the situation. Somebody said it earlier in the chat. The producers love this shit. Listen, this brings ratings. This absolutely brings ratings. So even though as much as we are irritated by Megan and Megan irritates all of us, it brings in the ratings. So the producers ain't about to fire Megan, because whenever Megan has one of her tantrums, all the traffic goes to The View. Seriously, go look at YouTube. Look at how many videos people have made today about what happened. Hell, we sitting here talking about it right now. Look at how much traffic that little temper tantrum has thrown The View. So that's why they're not going to fire her, even though ratings went down. Even though the ratings went up, actually, while she was on maternity leave. They ain't getting rid of her no time soon. I just don't believe they are. They get a lot of emails. They get a lot of complaints about Megan, and they still have her there. Not to get her fired, but to insulate herself enough so that she can't be fired. If this was anyone else who had been working on this show for this long, she would have some sort of... But the thing is this. So I hear what you're saying, Xavier, but again, and I know you hate when I say this, Xavier, and I love you dearly, baby, but this is a millennial mindset. Because at the end of the day, bad behavior is bad behavior. You don't get on a job when someone does something to you. Your response can't be more than what they did. So was Megan rude to Whoopi? She absolutely was rude to Whoopi. But if Whoopi turned around and proceeds to cuss this woman out on live television where the censors get involved, ABC might potentially get fined for it. And then again, that's not about, oh, well, she had power and I thought she had insulated herself and she knows the right people and she's connected to the right people. At the end of the day, at a job, I promise you, everybody is expendable. They will get rid of Whoopi and have somebody in her spot in a month, if that long. And we will move on. I won't move on because y'all know how much I love me some Whoopi. But I mean, we will move on. So all of that sounds good. But y'all know, like I know, on any job that you are working, if somebody steps on your toe and you turn around and punch them in their face, who getting fired? The person who stepped on your toe or you? So Megan was rude to Whoopi, but you don't get to cuss her out. Not on air. Now, behind closed doors, do I think her ass got cussed out? I believe she did. Yeah. Yeah, she had to do the Sharon Osbourne, Cheryl Underwood thing. Yeah, exactly. Remember how much flack people gave Cheryl Underwood for not responding to Sharon Osbourne. But by her not responding to Sharon Osbourne, it kept the focus on Sharon Osbourne. Had Cheryl Underwood cussed Sharon Osbourne out, the whole woe is me, I'm just an innocent little white woman from Great Britain and I don't know no better, that whole act would have worked. But because Cheryl Underwood didn't give her that energy, what was the result? But I agree with you, Abby. They do need to start muting people's mics. Now that I agree with. I agree with that 100%. They need to start muting some mics around there. I agree with that before. For real, for real. That was only because of the election and people being home from COVID, Xavier. She's been hurting the ratings. The ratings were higher when Megan wasn't there. Yeah, well, they're keeping her. So now maybe you know, she won't get a contract to come back. You know, they get ready to go into their summer, you know, hiatus, and they'll probably be back in the studio after the summer hiatus. I think they take the whole month of July off, I think. I know they take like a month off in the summer, so I think it might be July. So maybe she might, you know, she may not come back. I don't know, but I don't think I'm with you, so Jeff. She ain't going nowhere. Even Cindy is embarrassed by her behavior. And listen, Cindy has been embarrassed by Megan since Megan was a teenager. Let's not forget that Megan used to hang out with them Bush twins, and they used to be drop dead drunk all over the place. They used to party. They used to get drunk. They used to be embarrassed. That was before social media, so you didn't get but had them Bush twins and Megan, had the social media been what it is now when they were in their early 20s, I promise you, Megan wouldn't be where she is today, because a lot of that shit, those pictures got destroyed. Those stories got buried. But Megan used to hang out with them Bush twins, and they used to stay drunk and stay, you know, getting in trouble and stay at the casinos in Vegas and all kinds of stuff, dancing on tables and all kinds of shit. Okay. She was able to sort of reinvent herself in her late 20s, going into her early 30s. But go back to her teenage years. So let's be clear. Cindy been embarrassed of Megan for a long time. This ain't nothing new, child. Oh, they take August off. Okay, so they take the whole month of August. I knew they took a whole month off in the summer. Okay, so when they come back in September, it's all new shows. And sometimes we find out that people are leaving. So we'll see. Because Joy was leaving. But I guess because they started working from home, she stayed. But remember, Joy had announced that she was leaving. But she's still there. Exactly, Miss Queenie. Y'all go back. I mean, again, because social media wasn't what it is today, but I promise y'all, if social media had been like it is, or let me take that back, because social media was around because they had Paris Hilton and all of the paparazzi used to follow them. But again, their parents got a lot of stuff squashed. Remember, we had the Bush twins and John McCain's daughter. So a lot of that shit got, you know, buried anyway. All right, that's enough of her. That's enough of her. So we got another reboot to talk about. Now, I really want Whoopi to quit and enjoy the fruits of her labor. Let me say this. Whoopi Goldberg doesn't do anything without a reason. Whoopi is there for a reason. What that reason is, I don't know. She ain't told me yet. I'm trying to get her on the phone. But she there for a reason. I was so hard when Joy said she was very happy to correct Megan. I was laughing so hard. Child, I'm sorry, y'all. The emojis. You threw me off with the emojis, child. It is easy money. I feel like Whoopi... So Jeff, you said very bluntly what I was trying to be nice and saying. I think, okay, let me say this and then I'm gonna move on because y'all know I don't like saying nothing bad about my baby Whoopi, but it is what it is. I think people overestimate when people work in Hollywood and have been in Hollywood for a long time. I think people automatically assume that makes you rich. Whoopi has been very honest and open about the fact that when Barbara Walters called her and offered her that job, she needed it. She needed it. Whoopi Goldberg has not always made the best financial decisions. And also remember that Whoopi Goldberg had been blacklisted in Hollywood. So with that whole thing with Ted Danson and the blackface, and then remember, some of y'all may or may not remember, Whoopi Goldberg had a sitcom on NBC during the Bush years, and she was very critical of George Bush, and that show was canceled. And she was blackballed for a while. And it was hard for her to find a job on any type of major motion picture. Did she work? Sure. Was she making hundreds of millions of dollars? No, she wasn't. I mean, let's just be honest. She wasn't. So is she Hollywood royalty? Sure. But you said her net worth is currently $60 million. Yeah, but somebody's net worth and what they have on hand, Whoopi has a lot of businesses. You know, Whoopi has a lot of businesses. She's got the cannabis business and she's got some other things. So that's what that stuff is worth. That's not what is liquid. I'm not saying that I'm not saying she can't go to the ATM machine. I ain't what I'm saying. But what I'm saying is when Barbara Walters called her, she's been honest. She said that herself, that when Barbara Walters called her, she needed the job. She needed the job. And somebody's net worth and what they can put their hands on is two different things. Net worth includes how much your house is worth, how much any assets you have is worth. Like all of that is your net worth. Remember, Whoopi owns at least 3 houses. At least 3 houses. So if all of her houses worth a couple of $1 million, like I said, she's got businesses. You know, I'm not saying Whoopi is broke today, but what I'm saying is that she was, like I said, she has said this herself, that when Barbara Walters called her, she needed the job. So, I mean, don't get me wrong. I ain't sneezing at 60 million. Let's be clear. I'm not. But I don't know if that 60 million is, and I don't know if Whoopi is comfortable with that. Like some people, you have to be comfortable with where you are financially. Well, Whoopi only has 1 kid, but Whoopi does help her daughter with the grandkids. I think one of her grandkids actually lives with her. Yeah, I think one of her grandkids, Whoopi's actually a great grandmother at this point, and I think it might be the granddaughter that has the kid that lives with her. I think, but don't quote me on that. How many years ago was that? She should have regrouped by now. She's not spending money on clothes. Moving on. We got another reboot. I'm done with it. I'm done with it. I'm not sneezing at 60 million, but again, I'm done with that. Okay. Because let's be clear, I'll take 10% of that 60 million and I'll be happy. Okay. Whoopi sold her home not far from me in 2015. Was that the one in New York? Oh, I'm sorry. Don't answer that because I don't want nobody to know where you live. Unless don't answer that. Don't answer that. But I know she has a home in Connecticut and I know she has a home in New Jersey. She had like an apartment in New York, but I don't know if she sold it or not. But she moved out of New York into New Jersey. That I know. I say that like I really be knowing her. Oh God. Moving on. Now, for those of you, y'all gonna have to follow me on this reboot. The only people that's gonna be able to follow me on this reboot are people who are in my age group or older. Okay, maybe if you caught a few reruns here and there, but this is not even a show that's in heavy rotation on the reruns. Do y'all remember the show Highway to Heaven? Anybody? Put a 1 in the chat. If you remember the show Highway to Heaven, put a 1 in the chat. She might have a home in LA, but I don't know that to be a fact that she has a home in LA. I think she has a home or an apartment in Vegas because y'all know Whoopi like to gamble. Whoopi like to gamble, honey. All right, so all of my ones that's in the chat that remember Highway to Heaven. Yeah, it wasn't one of my favorite shows either, El Teddy. I'll be honest with you. So the premise of Highway to Heaven was this, okay? It was Michael Landon who played the father on Little House on the Prairie. This was the show that he came out with after Little House on the Prairie. And it starred him and the other guy that was on Little House on the Prairie, the guy that played Father Murphy. No, Father Murphy, that wasn't him. But the guy was on Little House on the Prairie too, but it wasn't the guy that played. That was Merlin Olsen, former football player that played Father Murphy. That was another person. Okay. So the premise of the show was you had this old, like, burly guy who, you know, real grumpy kind of guy. And Michael Landon played an angel who was sent to heaven. I mean, who was sent to down here from heaven to do random acts of kindness. Oh yeah, Xavier, baby, you would never know the show. Because again, not only is it an old show from the 80s, but it doesn't even, Victor French, thank you, Brandon. It doesn't even have, I think it plays, I've seen it in reruns on like, there's like a Christian network. I forget the name of it now, but there's like it's not called Christian Network, but they show like Touched by an Angel all day long, like shows like that. And it plays on the reruns with that. But it's not like a random, like you're not gonna catch Highway to Heaven on like TBS or something. You know what I'm saying? TNT, like it ain't that kind of show. You know what I'm saying? TBN, maybe it's TBN. Maybe it's TBN. So that's the premise of the show. The premise of the show is you got this angel that was sent down here to perform random acts of kindness. And for whatever reason, because I don't remember nothing about the pilot or none of that, but for whatever reason, he's teamed up. The guy that played by Victor French, like I said, he's sort of like that, you know, life has dealt him a hard hand kind of dude, you know, drove a beat up old station wagon, you know, really wasn't, he was like probably at that time, probably in his 50s, maybe late 40s. Ain't really do it. No, it's not in black and white, King Retro. It is in color. Yeah. So it's being rebooted for a made-for-TV movie with the potential of it becoming a regular series. And it's going to be starring Jill Scott. And Jill Scott is going to play the angel who's going to team up with like a high school football coach or something like that. I'll probably watch the little pilot over to the Lifetime. I think it's going to be on Lifetime. I'll probably watch the pilot, you know, over to the little Lifetime. I don't know if it will get picked up and become an actual series for a couple of reasons. One, because I think the television audience has progressed past that style of show. If they find the right audience and it's on the right network, maybe. I don't know if Lifetime is it. Like maybe Hallmark. Maybe it's another one that it's another channel that my mom watches that shows a lot of those old shows like that. Maybe if it's on something like that. But I do like Jill Scott, so I'll probably catch it, you know. I'll probably catch on to it. But I feel like, you know, this angel is going to be, you know, it's going to have, I mean, you know, definitely have a little different take on it because, of course, it's a black woman versus a white man, you know. They've already finished filming season 2 of The First Wives Club. They're done. If you follow her on Instagram, she posted a few weeks, maybe about a month or so ago, and was like, season 2, you know, First Wives Club season 2's done. Like that's a wrap. Season 2's a wrap. I want Jill Scott to finish that series she gave that was on HBO. The Ladies Detective Agency, I love that show, but she didn't give that up. They canceled it. It was canceled. Yeah, I'm gonna tell you something. Y'all know I love my Christmas movies, and they had a whole lot more brown people on them Christmas movies this last season. I said, "Ooh," and I'm not even gonna attribute that to Black Lives Matter, because they filmed those Christmas movies long before. Like, they filmed those Christmas movies, like they would have been filming those Christmas movies at the height. So I said, okay, I see you, Lifetime. Hallmark. It was a whole lot more. And even Lifetime, because Lifetime had a whole lot more people of color in their Christmas movie. TCM. I think that might be the channel I'm thinking about. I'm not sure, but it's another channel like that here. I think they need to bring it back too. I loved the First Ladies Detective Agency. A lady with number one. Yeah, that's it. Number one lady. Yeah, I love that show. I loved it. I loved it. My girl, Ani Rose, she played that character. But the books are really good. The books were good. But anyway, listen, y'all know how we feel about reboots over here, but I'll probably catch this one. I'll probably check this one out. Yeah, that's right. They're filming the Christmas movies now. And remember, Black Lives Matter, it started after the George Floyd, but it really got the hype, so that's when they be filming. They already announced it. Yeah, I figured it was going to be, I told you guys yesterday, I saw an interview with Mother Stasha and Mother Shannon, and both of them said that they were very confident that there would be a season 3. So I feel like they probably already knew, because they were very confident about it. When they asked them, do you think there'll be a season 3? Both of them were like, yes. Like, it was no hesitation. So I said, oh, they must already know. I love me some Christmas movies. I still got a couple of Christmas movies in my DVR right now that I just hold on to when I need a little feel good and a little pick me up. Okay. Highway to Heaven wasn't a show I watched. I might peep it to see how. Yeah, I'm probably going to check it out to just see the differences and see how it has evolved or whatever, what changes they made. Because like I said, at this point, I don't remember a whole lot about the original other than the premise of it. I don't remember episodes. I don't remember different storylines because I wasn't that vested in it because I ain't watched it like that. I like some reboots. The iCarly reboot came out last night and I was dying laughing. I never watched iCarly. That's because you're an evil person, El Teddy. You're mean. You're just a mean old line. Just a mean old line. I ain't like Touched by Angel either. I ain't like none of them shows. I ain't like Touched by Angel. I didn't like The Ghost Whisperer. I didn't like none of them shows. I don't know. Those types of shows. And it's funny because for someone who loves Christmas movies, who sort of have that whole feel-good premise, I ain't like none of those shows. I ain't like none of them. All right, yeah. So we had that with the reboot. Carmelo Anthony, Lala Anthony has filed for divorce against Carmelo Anthony. Listen, this has probably got to be the most anticlimactic information that we have gotten in a very long time. You know why? Now, I used to love me some Little House on the Prairie. Now, that I still watch that. If I'm flipping around and Little House on the Prairie is on, I will still watch me an episode or two. Listen, I love me some Miss Ingalls with her evil ass. Oh, I love me some Miss Ingalls. Anyway. They have been separated for a very long time. Like, they have not lived as a couple in a very, very long time. I feel like this is just a formality. But it's been a long time since they have been together as a couple. So for me, this is just really anticlimactic. Like, I never like to see a marriage end. But I feel like we know that, well, I ain't gonna say we know, but we heard the rumors that Carmelo was out there doing his own thing with scrippers and stuff, But I think they tried to get back together and reconcile. And remember, Kevin Garnett exposed them because nobody knew they were separated until that game. This was a long time ago because Kevin Garnett been retired. But Kevin Garnett was talking shit in Carmelo Anthony's ear. Remember when Carmelo Anthony tried to go into Kevin Garnett's dressing room after the game because of the shit he was saying in his ear about his wife? Bitch. And that's when we found out that they had been separated. And then I think they got back together, but now they separated again. Weren't they talking about this when Melo was still with? That's what I'm saying. Like, it's so anticlimactic because that was when he was still with the Knicks, I believe, is the game I'm talking about. And Kevin Garnett was talking shit and he was whispering stuff in his ear. And we found out later that he had said something about Lala being home alone or something to that effect. And that's how we found out that they weren't even living together at that point. And then they got back together. No problem, Tanya. Thank you for being here, Tanya. I'm sorry, I said Tanya. Tanya, thank you for being here, boo. Listen, I ain't like no damn Murder, She Wrote either, because I was like, well, why the fuck do they keep inviting her? If every time Angela show up, somebody died, why the fuck she keep getting invitations? And she be getting invitations everywhere. She get invitations to boat trips. She gets invitations to weekend getaways. She gets invitations to, like, why? Why are we still inviting her? Every time she show up, somebody died. That's what I'm saying. That was the rumor, El Teddy. The rumor was that he had a baby by another woman. That was the rumor. That's what it was, Miss Queenie. He said, yes. He said something about how she tastes. And baby Carmelo lost his ever-loving mind. Oh, thank you so much. Oh, thank you. Okay. Got me a little cash app, got a little token. It's appreciated. Y'all know if it's your government name, I don't say it unless I know who you are onto the YouTube. But you know who you are, and I thank you. Appreciate you. Mwah. Appreciate you. Maybe Lala was trying to improve that payout at the divorce. Sometimes the prenup is time sensitive. And maybe it is. Maybe it is. Just like Core on the Underground Railroad is the reason everybody dies. She's the angel of death. You know what? I'm not doing this with him going to the Underground Railroad, child. That baby looked just like him. Ooh. 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 Yeah, I mean, there was a reason why they held on as long as they did, because they ain't been living as a couple for a minute. Like, I can't remember the last time Carmelo Anthony has been on Lala's Instagram or social media. And she will mention things like when it's her son's birthday, or we've seen Carmelo at his like games and stuff like that. But as far as seeing like family pictures and stuff like that, child, it's been a long time. I always said if Jessica come to town, leave because somebody gonna die. Exactly. See, that's the exact reason why I'm one of those people that when you invite me somewhere, I ask you who's gonna be there. Because I need to know Jessica's coming. I need to know, did you invite Jessica? Because I'm not showing up. If Jessica is gonna be at the party, then I'm not coming. I need to know these things. Okay. Nobody had a better come up than Lala. I remember when she had nobody at all and was hosting them ratchet reunion shows. Well, remember even before that when she was doing radio with Ludacris down to the Atlanta. Lala's a terrible actor. Well, she keep getting roles, honey. People keep employing her. She may very well be dating somebody else. Child. You like, I never got into Columbo. I don't know why I never got into Columbo. All right, we'll get ready to get not get off of here, but we get ready to get on to something else. But y'all know how I feel about my Matlock. Yeah, she's on the Shah now. So, okay, with that being said, let's go ahead and jump into this. So, I told y'all I'm going to start separating when we do our TV discussions, but I'm not going to do it tonight. Tonight we'll go ahead and talk a little bit about. I think I might do a separate live to talk about the Encore, though. I may do that tomorrow. I may do a live to talk about BET's Encore, child, because that was a lot. Last night's episode, it had a lot. It was a lot of different things going on in the episode last night. It was a lot. But let's talk a little bit about the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. For those of you who do not watch the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, the whole episode last night, well, it was two major events last night. One was leading up to Erica Jane. She's on the show. She's filed for divorce. And this was going to be the first time she showed up at an event since filing for divorce. And of course, everybody is whispering about her divorce and all that good stuff, child. Mind you, we're in a totally different situation because, honey, the whole storyline has progressed. But remember, this is November. She filed for divorce on election day. So this is November. You haven't seen the Encore yet? Yeah, it was a lot last night. But I haven't done my Beverly Hills review will be uploaded when I get off here because it's recorded. I just got to upload it. But I haven't done the Encore yet. So I still may come back, not tonight, but maybe tomorrow and do just a separate live conversation about Encore because it was a lot. Okay. But I'll do my review tonight. So listen, Kyle and Dorit. That whole argument between Kyle and Dorit reminds me of what we just got finished talking about with Megan and Whoopi. Dorit was having a conversation with Crystal. Kyle decides that she is going to interfere and cut Dorit off. And Dorit says, "Excuse me, ma'am, I was speaking." And Kyle says, "Well, let me just say one thing." And Dorit says, "Well, let me finish my thought." And what does Kyle do? Kyle turns around and she starts those what? White woman weapons. She starts crying because Dorit yelled at her. And she can't believe that Dorit talked to her that way. And why would Dorit talk to her that way and be so rude to her? Dorit was like, "Oh, I know you're not crying." Listen, when another white woman tell you that you being melodramatic as another white woman, that's when you know you're doing too much. When Dorit was like, "Oh, I know she's not crying." Is she crying? Oh my gosh. That's when you know you're doing too much. Then had the nerve to have a conversation with Dorit and try to put Dorit on blast talking about some, like later on, because Kyle ended up having an election night party. So she wants to speak to Dorit. She wants to pull Dorit to the side and have a conversation. Now, here's what's funny. Kyle had a patriotic theme for her party. Listen, for 99.9999999% of the population, patriotic is red, white, and blue. That is it. That is all. Now, like I said in my review, I'm going to give you the red, black, and green. I'll give you the pass on the red, black, and green. If I say show up to my party, I want you to dress in a patriotic theme, which I would never do, but let's just say I would. I'm okay with the red, black, and green. Bring it to me, boo. Bring me the red, black, and green. But in most cases, especially as a white woman, y'all know she wants you to wear red, black, red, white, and blue. Y'all, why Dorit showed up in a damn green and black pleated Catholic school girl uniform type outfit? What's up, DC Kool-Aid Lisa? What's up, babe? I said, and Dorit gonna have the nerve to tell her husband, patriotic doesn't mean red, white, and blue. What the fuck else does it mean? He said, you look like you from Ireland. Like, what is up with the green and black? And she looked like she walked straight out of Clueless. Like that whole Clueless outfit with the short pleated skirt and the blazer. That is what Dorit had on, but it was just green and black. I said, girl, you know what you're doing. That is that passive-aggressive ass shit because you mad at Kyle and you going to this event because you got to go to this event, but you're not going to give her what she wants. So you're going to wear the most unpatriotic outfit you have in your damn closet. I said, you ain't shit, Dorit, but I was here for it because I thought it was hilarious. Yeah, I'm going to give y'all that. I'm going to give you the red, black, and green. If you come to, first of all, like I said, if I threw a party like that, that's exactly what I want. I want the red, black, and green. But we talking about Beverly Hills and we talking about Kyle. Y'all know what the fuck she wanted her to come up in there in. Okay. Secretly repping Black Lives Matter. Okay. I said, and so listen, Kyle thought she was getting Dorit together, honey. She gonna say to Dorit, do you want to be my friend? Like somebody put a big old battery in her back, probably production child. Do you want to be my friend? Dorit was like, I think I've been a really good friend to you. Then don't you ever speak to me like that again. Dorit said, She said, Kyle, last year you told me to go fuck myself. And I never told you that you couldn't speak to me like that again or we couldn't be friends. I never put parameters on it. When you apologize, I accept your apology and we moved on. And Kyle was like, but Dorit, you yelled at me. I mean, you yelled at. She said, I did not yell at you. She said, you have a tendency to feel like when you have something to say, it's more important than what everybody else is saying. Well, you have been talking for 30 minutes. Dorit said, I wasn't talking for 30 minutes. And even if I was talking for 30 minutes, I wasn't done. Baby Dorit got her ass up off that couch and started walking off. And Kyle said, Dorit, I want us to be good. Dorit said, we good. She said, well, then why are you leaving? She said, because I'm done. I said, bitch. I said, Dorit. Now, you know, sometimes Dorit gets on my nerves, but baby, I was so here for Dorit in that moment. Dorit said, because I'm done. And then she went and got her husband. She told her husband, she said, PK, I'm ready to go. He said immediately or like in a few minutes. She said immediately or sooner. Now, I don't know what sooner than immediately is, but that's what she wanted. She said immediately or sooner. Baby, this how you know that he is a well-trained husband. He got his ass off that couch. He ain't say nothing else. He said, oh, I guess it's time to go. He got in the car talking about something. I didn't even have a chance to eat. Hey, Dominique. He said, I didn't even have a chance to eat. Baby, I was here for it. I was here for it, okay? Oh, God. Oh, Lord, that they had me dying. Oh, God. Oh, my goodness. Woo. Oh, gosh. Okay, I'm sorry. That thing was funny to me, okay? Oh, Lord. He was like, I didn't even get a chance to eat. She said, PK, we ate before we left the house. You can't possibly be hungry. He was like, but I am. I was hungry, girl. Oh, Lord, that thing was funny. So, yeah, honey. She said, she told her in no uncertain terms, I'm done. So that was that thing. And then Crystal, listen, let me tell y'all something. All right. I was feeling Crystal when she was checking Sutton on that whole I don't see color thing. But ever since then, Crystal, you get on my nerves. You're giving me a headache. You're doing too much. Crystal is going to tell the ladies that she lost 5 pounds while they were in Tahoe because she was so stressed out about the situation between her and Sutton. Bitch, y'all was in Tahoe for all of 72 hours. If you lost 5 pounds in 3 days, bitch, give me the recipe. Give me the recipe. She talking about something because I just couldn't eat. Give me the recipe. Then she went on to talk to them about how she has an eating disorder and she's battled bulimia. And she was like implying that Sutton was the reason why she lost them 5 pounds because Sutton had her so stressed out. Girl, Sutton was doing the most. She absolutely was. But you're doing the most now. Now you're doing the most too. Xavier, ain't no way in hell she lost no 5 pounds in no 3 days. I'm sorry. I would need to see the before and the after because I don't believe it. I don't believe you lost 5 pounds in 3 days. They was in Tahoe for a weekend. Maybe they stayed till like that Monday. But they were there. I'm pretty sure they were there for the weekend. We only got 2 days worth of scenes. So if they were there longer, then they ain't show it to them. So I was just like, Crystal, you're doing a lot right now. But her husband didn't seem to have a problem with Sutton. Her husband didn't seem to have a problem with Sutton at all. Which I don't think Crystal was happy about because I think Crystal, wanted her husband to have a problem with Sutton, child. The Sutton still be wearing them mod dresses, them 1960. But the thing about Sutton is the stuff she wears is still expensive as hell. You know what I'm saying? Like, girl, it's still expensive shit. Child, maybe she did, but whatever she did, I need the recipe, damn it. I need the recipe. Yeah, they had a chef that was cooking all kinds of food for them all day long, child. They sure did. Sure did. Sure did. But anyway, so then they did this whole like melodramatic build up. This whole melodramatic build up to Erica actually coming to the second event because Sutton was having a little party at her house. And Erica showed up and they built up the whole episode, and literally that is how the episode ended. Literally, that is how the episode ended, with Erica walking in the door. I said, y'all ain't shit, Bravo. Y'all ain't shit. Child. Yeah, that sounds like more than just not eating. Listen, I ain't nobody's doctor, and I mean, I guess it could happen, but I think she was being dramatic. But that's just me. That's my opinion. That's my opinion. Garcia, okay. Lisa and these, I'm going to show up dressed like she does it every season, and I refuse to believe it's accident or coincidence. I just refuse to believe it. Like once, okay, maybe twice, but 3 and 4 times, Lisa, girl, y'all playing. So either this is like an ongoing inside joke where Lisa is gonna come dressed alike, because for her and Kyle to have the exact same dress, and then last season her and Erica having the exact same dress, I'm just sitting here like, girl. Listen, I say the same thing, E. Starkey. I need it too. I need that diet plan. I need that diet plan, child. The only other thing that I could think of off the top of my head is Garcelle. Ooh, I think Garcelle was a little gauche when she insinuated that Erica might as well stay married to him, because she was like, Erica to stay married for 20 years. She might as well wait it out. And she wouldn't come right out and say what she meant, but everybody figured out what she was saying. Basically, you like, I don't know why she would divorce him now. Shit, you to stay married to that man now. He 81 years old. He ain't got but a few more years left. That's what you was saying. And I was like, ooh, Garcelle. You're doing the most now. Child, I thought that was a bit much. And when Erica see that shit, Erica gonna have something to say about that. One, honey. That wasn't funny. I didn't think it was funny. Again, people was probably thinking it. But for her to say it, I don't know. That was pretty much it. Like I said, I think I'm going to take it out of the title, because I think I'm going to do the encore separately, because I've already been on here for an hour. And it was, like I said, the encore had a lot going on. I think I might just do a separate review of the encore. The encore had a lot going on. But listen. Diet plan, depression, no food, stress, water. Only problem is when you start eating again, the weight comes back. Yeah, that's always the problem, because I know, yeah, that's definitely a problem if you don't. And that's why, I mean, not to go left, but that's why when you do these programs and these things, unless you only need to lose a few pounds. So Jen Shaw, okay, thank you. We'll end with Miss Jen Shaw. Thank you for reminding me. When you only need to lose a few pounds because you're normally a certain size and you're just trying to get into a dress for the weekend kind of situation, then, those little fad things. But when you're trying to do the long-term situation, the long-term situation, that's why you have to do things that are like lifestyle changes. And that's why it's hard. Like for myself, like y'all know I've been struggling. I've been doing my Weight Watchers. Some weeks I lose a pound or two. Other weeks I gain a pound or two, because it has to be a lifestyle change. Like, Because I need to lose more than 5 pounds. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, honey. Yeah. Okay, so let's end it on this one. So I wish I had this information yesterday when I did my all housewives situation. But Jen Shah, y'all want to hear the ridiculousness? This is the listen. Okay, boo, bye. Bye-bye. The ridiculousness of these people and what these lawyers come up with. So listen to this, y'all. Listen to this. The Real Housewives of Salt Lake City's Jen Shah wants the judge to dismiss the telemarketing fraud case. Claims she couldn't read the Miranda rights because of dry contacts. You heard what I just said. Let me read you what they said. Her lawyers filed documents that claimed she didn't truly understand her Miranda rights. She wrote in a declaration obtained by people, this is from the Jasmine brand, but that she had blurry vision because of dry contact lenses she had in. So she was unable to read the waiver she signed while being told about her Miranda rights. The declaration is included in her legal team's motion for the case to get dismissed. Jen Shah details her recollection of the arrest and claims she was on her way to tape for her hit Bravo series when she got a call from an unidentified person. They claim they were calling on behalf of her husband, Sharif, and alleged she needs to get home right away. Y'all, let's be clear. Ignorance of the law is no defense. If they presented you with the waiver and you were read your Miranda rights, you having dry eyes is not, ma'am. 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 I'm just going to leave that right there. I'm just going to leave that. What do you say to that? The fact that that's the best, and I'm sure there are like a bunch of things that's in there. That's not the only thing, but that's one of them. And of course, they're going to pull out the most salacious, but the fact that they even thought that was a good idea to include. I don't know if they filmed the reunion yet. If they filmed the reunion, they haven't released any of the looks. Normally when they film the reunion, they release the looks. You know what? They don't normally film the reunion until the season starts, because they film the reunion towards the end of the season so people can see what's happened. The audacity is all I could think when I heard it, child. And here's the thing: at the end of the day, that don't stop the charge. Like, that's not a defense to the charges. That's saying, well, and I mean, let's be clear: people have gotten off because they were not read their Miranda rights. But in this case, it sounds like she was read her Miranda rights. It just sounds like she signed them, but she's trying to say she couldn't read them accurately. You should have told somebody, girl. They'd have got you some Bausch and Lomb drops. Plop, plop, fizz, fizz. Girl. Anyway, y'all, that's it. That's all. We'll talk about the Encore tomorrow. Like I said, I think I'm going to do a separate, and I'll take it out of the title. I think we're going to do a separate conversation about that. Thank you, Quintessential. Quintessential just sent me a text saying she just placed her Avon order. Y'all, Quintessential been ordering Avon from me from the beginning, honey. That's a perfect way to end it. She literally just sent me the message saying order placed. Thank you, boo. If you in the bushes. Thank you so much. So let me go on and put my link up there. Little baby normally be dropping it, but she's not in here. Let me go on and drop it. Drop it like it's hot. Drop it like it's hot. Thank you, guys. Somebody placed another Avon order yesterday, I think. So I appreciate y'all. Y'all trying to get me to my goal. I appreciate y'all so much. Please make sure y'all head on over there to Avon and get all of the getting on over there. They got a whole lot of, y'all know Skin So Soft is always a big one, but we got essential oils, we have candles, we have bath and body stuff, we got jewelry, okay, we got a little makeup, okay, we got a whole bunch of this and a whole bunch of that and a little bit of this and a little bit of that. Y'all go check it out, okay? With that being said, I'm about to get off of here. Her reunion look gonna be an orange jumpsuit, child. She might be the first Real Housewife to have to Skype in from the penitentiary, honey. Now, y'all know how white collar, she'll be out on bail for the next 5 years, child, while they battling it out in court. She'll be at the reunion. All right, y'all. Thank y'all for coming through. I appreciate y'all. I will talk to y'all later. Don't forget to tune in for the Whether You Like It or Not panel. Scotty put it out on his social media. Y'all make sure y'all join us there. You see, it's going to be myself, Yarrell, Scotty by Nature, Josiah's World, Simply Sakina, and Giving You the Real Tea. We will definitely be having guests come in and rotate through. We'll be talking about the Real Housewives of Potomac and probably a few other shows here and there. But the main marquee of the show will be the Real Housewives of Potomac. And the first episode is, I think, July, whatever that Monday is after, I think it was July the 15th. July the 15th. At 9:30 Eastern Standard Time. I'll definitely make sure I get that information absolutely correct for y'all. All right. With that being said, thank y'all so much for coming through. I will catch y'all later. I got to go find me some dinner, honey. All right. Peace.